Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Zazie. I'm a speech and language therapist and I blog over at Zazie Plays on Instagram. And this is episode 1 of a series about how to read to your child, because there's reading and then there's reading. And I want to show you the tips and tricks that I know that can support your child's communication, their learning, their social skills, all sorts. There are so many different ways to engage your child in a story, and I want to show you those ways step by step. So every episode will be one new strategy for you to practice over the week until my next video comes out, and you'll be ready to learn something new. If you like the series, then please like the videos and subscribe to my channel, and pass the word on. Tell your friends, tell your family members. The more people that can be doing these strategies with your child, the better. And the more people doing these strategies with children in general, the better for their language development and learning. This episode is all about positioning. Have you ever stopped to think about the way your child is sitting and the way you are sitting when you're reading a book? Probably not. Often what we do at story time is we have our child sitting on our knee. Now, this is my child while August is asleep. We have our child sitting on our knee, or we have our child sitting next to us. And I want to tell you how we could switch that up. Now, I'm not the cuddle police. There are definitely times where my son sits on my knee or he cuddles next to me on the sofa, because that's lovely. It's intimate, it's close, you've got them, at your chest. But there are other ways with some great benefits, so let me show you. First up, I want to talk about eye contact. Typically when we're reading to our children, they're down here. They're smaller than us, so naturally, wherever they're sitting, their head is not going to be at the same level as ours, but I want to help you change that. Eye contact is really important. Children like to check in with us to see our opinions on things and show us what they're looking at and see that we're looking at the same thing. Another reason to ensure eye contact when you're looking at a story is so you can see what your child is interested in. I use this example all the time, but I'm not interested in cricket. So if you were going to talk to me about cricket and read me 10 books a day about cricket, great, but I'm not going to take anything in. I'm just not interested. It's not my thing. The same applies if we're reading a story and we're labeling things in the book that our child might not be all that interested in. When you're sitting next to a child, you're reading, they could be looking over here at this tiny, tiny, minute detail. For example, this tiny teddy bear down here. But we're labeling all about this cow inside the barn. But wait, your child's interested in the teddy bear. That's what they want to hear about and that's what they're looking at. But you can't see that if you're sitting side by side or sitting in front. If you're face to face, this is so hard to show you. If you're face to face, you can see your child's eye line and you can see whether they're looking at the cow or whether they're staring down here, and you can put your language where it matters. Your child's more likely to learn language about what they're interested in. So if they're looking at the teddy bear, you can feed in way more language and comments about the teddy bear than you are about the cow. Also, as we tell the story, our faces change. We look excited if a character's excited. We look scared if someone's scary. Or we look shocked if, a cat jumps out in the story. Our child needs to see that to get a feeling of what the story's about and how the characters are feeling. Importantly, children need to watch our mouths to see how we make sounds. For some children, some sounds, some trickier ones like sh and ch, don't develop until they're 6 or 7. Watching an adult's mouth as they make those sounds can help them to work out, oh, what am I doing with my mouth? And what do I need to do to make that same sound? If a child's down here, they can't see your mouth. That's why being face to face is so important. So how are we going to achieve reading face to face? We need to think about getting down to their eye level. A way you could do this is lying on your tummy. Whichever way they sit, when you're lying on your tummy, you're going to be at a similar level for a baby. Or if a child is sitting in bed, you lying across their bed with them, and you put the book, I mean book, but my accent. You put the book in between you. So, for example, this is my baby. Wherever you are, they are facing you, and you have the story in between you open. Is that a good way of showing you. So, baby in front of you, book in between you so that you can read to them. Hopefully we're skilled enough to mostly read upside down. Often these books are more simple and we know them, we've repeated them. But if not, putting it on a surface and having it so you're both at the same eye level, so your baby can turn to look at you, look at your mouth, check in with what you're seeing, with what your face is doing, but you're both still looking at the same story. Here's an example of August and I reading like this. I'm kneeling on the floor and August is standing, and we have the book laid out on the sofa. Yum! The horse goes... Neigh! 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 The rabbit goes... The horn goes... Toot toot, you're right, toot toot. As you can see, we're both looking at the same story and engaging, but he's looking to me to see how I make the animal noises and the noises in the story. He's checking in with my facial expressions and he's checking in with my mouth before looking back at the book. This is helping him not only to learn the sounds, but also to learn the names of the things that I'm labelling in the story. He's also looking at me to see whether he's got something right or not. Every time he attempts a sound, he's saying it and then checking to see, how is Mum reacting to this? If he was sitting in front of me or by my side, that would be much more difficult. Here are some pictures of some examples of ways that you could sit with your baby, whether it be on the sofa, lying on your tummies, you sitting and holding up the book, and your child sort of playing at a distance and checking in with you. They don't always have to be sitting with you, on you, to enjoy your story. And I often hear this from parents saying, you know, my child doesn't seem all that interested. And that's fine. It's our prerogative for them to be sitting in a specific place. You know, that's our idea, oh, he must be sitting with me to engage in a story. But really, they can be playing, they could be doing other things with their hands, chewing on something, keeping busy, and it's our job to read to them as they're doing, while they're doing something they enjoy. So if they're playing, you can hold the book up and continue to be face to face, continue to be at eye level, and they will be checking in and they will be listening, but they don't have to be sitting and engaging the entire time. Finally, eye contact is really important for connection. Every time you make that warm eye contact with your baby and you're smiling and you're checking in with each other, that's building connection, and that's really important for them to feel loved, to feel safe and to feel secure, especially as they're trying new things and they're learning new things. They want to see that everything's okay. That's why we talk about parents being first teachers. We're the people that they feel the safest around. We're familiar, we're always there, and that's why they're more likely to learn things from us than they are from a stranger or someone else coming into their space. So have a think about your day. Is there at least one time in your day when you're reading to your child that you could switch up the positioning? It might take your little one a bit of time to get used to, but I promise you, you'll both enjoy it more when you're able to see each other's beautiful faces. Please tune in a few days' time for lesson 2 of how to read to your child, and please like this video and subscribe if you can.